Traces note of skeleton. Holy Dharma of skeleton meditation 2. Manjusri part.
Take mudra to meditate. There is still an incense burning when chanting incense praise. Manjusri rode a lion on the grassland. The lion looked flustered and kept growling. All of a sudden, I can't see anything, and it's dark in the realm, so depressing that I can't breathe. Manjusri doesn't know what's going on. Just chanting, remembering Master's instructions yesterday. Manjusri stretched out thousands of hands to surround himself. And finally it was not dark in the realm, surrounded by scarlet hell. This scene is very familiar. At this time, many sentient beings rushed over, looking at the greedy desires in their eyes. Manjusri was so angry that his eyes were red with anger that he thundered. Those who overstep the bounds cannot be freed. The sword in his hand became enormous. Manjusri wielded his sword and slashed it at all sentient beings. And the lion roared. Manjusri's thousands of hands reached into his body and caught out many unruly beings. No blood was seen when the sword was wielded, but the number of sentient beings seemed to have disappeared by half. But there were still disobedient sentient beings. Manjusri was so angry that he turned his head 180 degrees and became angry. He roared to all beings who disrespected Manjusri. Those who overstep the bounds cannot be freed. After that, Angry Zun jumped to a stone pillar and sat down. When reciting the mantra of the Bodhisattva, the angry Buddha turned his head 180 degrees back to Manjusri, and Manjusri grew thousands of hands to send Tamo and great white light to every corner of hell. The scarlet hell was as bright as day at once, and all the skeleton as kneeling on the ground became white and transparent. When reciting Master Mantra of Ksitigarpa Sutra, black and red blood flowed out from Manjusri's eyes, mouth and heart, leaving it to all beings along the stone pillars. There are still disobedient beings who want to get close to Manjusri, but they are very timid. When the lion roared back and they knelt down obediently, after the red blood flows, Manjusri's body becomes extremely light, and the tiredness after getting up in the morning is gone. After meditation, the breeze blew into the room, and I was in a great mood. At night I hold mudra to meditate. Manjusri rode a lion in a fog. There's nothing around the ash, and it's choking. Manjusri and the lion walked to a long and narrow cave. At the end, there was a colorful cave composed of stalactites, which was dedicated to a huge stone statue, the dragon, that Manjusri had seen before. Manjusri stared at the stone dragon, took out the Vajra pestle in his body. He didn't use his hand, because the hand is in mudras. And put it in front of the stone dragon. Vajra pestle floated up and tied it between the stone dragon's eyes. Listen to Mo, a long whistle. The stone dragon broke the seal and rushed into the sky with Manjusri. It flew too fast, flew into the sky, then narrowed and wrapped around Manjusri. Big brother, hello, big brother, don't shrink back. Did I fall? Fortunately, the lion caught Manjusri, so he didn't fall off and blossom. Before Manjusri knew what was going on, he recited the master mantra of Diamond Sutra. When he was in shock, another Manjusri came up, and her mount was much bigger than mine. Manjusri Bodhisattva said with a look of hatred for iron and steel, "Why are you so unconfident? You are me and I am you." Before I could speak, Manjusri Bodhisattva went on to say, "It makes me angry to see you reading like that today. If you want to look at those things well, it's not difficult for you at all. Why don't you have confidence? Blame me. Blame me." Later, Manjusri Bodhisattva spat out a lotus flower, and the lotus flower slammed and became the lotus throne. "This is the lotus throne that I gave you. This lotus throne will be yours in the future. In the past, all the seeds you took were borrowed by other bodhisattvas. This one is your own. After giving me the lotus seed, Manjusri Bodhisattva flew away on a lion." When chanting mantra of Ksitigarpa Bodhisattva, thanks to the blessing of the lotus throne, inner fire burned even more violently. Vajra pestle floated out of Manjusri's body, and it's really beautiful to be golden in the fire. Vajra pestle returned to the body, emitting dazzling white light through Manjusri's body. "Oh, I see Master Tutu." Master looks kindly at Manjusri and sits on the lotus throne with Manjusri. The light of Vajra and the red light from the burning flame wrapped the master and the apprentice. Manjusri merged with Master, and for a moment it was unclear who was who. Then the pyramid appeared, and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas laughed heartily, so happy that the laughter spread to all corners of the world. I have forgotten which state I went to when reciting the master mantra of Ksitigarpa Sutra, so I didn't write it, but it was neglected. I can still see Buddhas and Bodhisattvas on the ceiling after meditation. They looked at me with a smile on their face, sending out a big bright light of 5 colors, and I was dumbfounded in bed. Did I see Buddha and Bodhisattva with naked eyes? I can also use up topping and up offerings freely. Oh my God, is this really true? After a few minutes of inactivity, Manjusri Bodhisattva knocked me on the head and said, "Wooden head, wooden head, can this still be fake?" Okay, it can't be described as shocking anymore. It's blindfolded. Wonder about the feeling of meditation. Why do my emotions and sorrows in the realm disappear as soon as I get off the seat? Even if a needle sticks, a fire burns, or a foreign body pierces, I am still alive and kicking after meditation, and I don't even remember what I feel. Even if I am afraid, that feeling will soon disappear after I get off the seat.
Master, I'm still lying down, just surfing the internet. If you have any questions, you can attach them to your notes, and I will talk about them later.
Disciple, okay, you are so hard.
Master, I can't give you a good reply until noon. It's really enlightening to watch Xiaobao's Shaking the World Holy Journal. At the same time, I think that it would be great if those who have been sages who could accompany Master to preach Dharma and benefit living beings. It's not easy to live in a filthy world. Who can guarantee that you will never give up with your master? Ask yourself. Gatha 1. 通行教法冠第一，三世诸佛最秘密，揽尽成就殊胜觉，易经四咒斩圣迹。Gatha 2. 幻化网中肉身壳，如梦初醒入圣觉，世皆颠倒只我用，暂住旅店大错愕。Gatha 3. 禅境无须真修课，华严三圣眼妙诀，尊师重道自如意，以手指月勿错觉。Gatha 4. 暂无小宝圣行集，平易朴实斩妙计，一师亦有一法子，三世三藐三菩提。Master, does these gathas make sense to you for your question? The reason why the ordinary people is upside down is that he takes the flesh body seriously, obsessively shows that it is true with the naked eye, but says that it is false in dreams and circumstances. So I ask you, are your physical parents your real parents in this life? Self-light is the father, and body is the mother. Gatha, 光明佛父，菩提圣母，寂照照寂，自性自度。Master said, multidimensional reality is together, and different levels have different views. So do the six, Bardo. The so-called Bardo is to have in the middle, which in Tibetan language is called Bardo, means the intermediate state or the intermediate realm, the state of transition from here to there. Bardo of day is to have in the day, holding the consciousness of six dust realms when you are alive or awake. Bardo of night is to have at night, holding six subconscious minds in dreams while sleeping. Bardo of meditation is to have in meditation. It shows different Zen situations according to the physical and mental obstacles. If you get the Buddha's body, you will go straight into the Dharma light and become a Buddha. Bardo of deathbed is to have before death. It's easy to move your soul to the Holy Land and achieve this life when you just die, without physical self-possession. It's easy to enter the Dharma bright. Bardo of death is to have in Dharma feature, with light and darkness, justice and punishment, the soul test between death and incarnation. Bardo of reborn is to have in genitus born, the six destinies of karma's warning. The same soul is in a different Zhongyin stage. Which is the best answer to your question? It can be seen. The series of 1 sutra and 4 mantras. If a person only recites the mantra of the Ksitigarbha Sutra, when he faces Bardo of deathbed, he will be able to achieve success in this life only by the pa sound, and reborn in the Holy Land, let alone a person who has acquired the essence of the Holy Dharma. Some people don't understand the difference among Yingshi Buddha, Buddhahood with this body, and achieving in this life. Some people also don't understand why people who have become Buddhists in the realm still have a lot of self-discipline and love barriers in their daily lives. But they don't have the aura of being the Yingshi Buddha. This is also the reason why Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who have long been taught to practice their bodhisattva until they are ready for the timing.
Disciple, I see. Thank you, Master.